Okay, Alan, it's finally time. I have some time in between stuff to have an evaluation day. My wife keeps threatening to give birth, and so my weeks have all been sort of broken up. Anyway, three watches. Let's talk about three watches. Three nice watches. First up is this extremely early non-Suwa. It's basically like the first month, I think, that the non-Suwas were produced. So it's got the higher end. It's got the non-Suwa movement with the different jeweling that gives me generally better numbers. The movement looks bright. It's a little hazy. There's no flop on the balance. It's okay. Watch is clearly original. Clearly original. Bright caseback. Look at the lack of markings on the caseback. Look at the shine on the caseback. Normally these are all hacked up, and that looks pretty decent. This watch did not want to open. The seal is just as flat as anything. Numbers are not great. My machine is really having trouble getting a lock on it. We can see that it's got a lot of beat error and it's kind of hacky and messy. 211, hey, man, that's not bad. So we can infer that the pivots are in decent condition, and that it's there, that the movement is intact. Oh, would you stop that? A little bit of movement on the lower mainspring arbor, but not a ton. Yeah. Oh, hang on. So let's go for the next watch. Let me put this one back together. Yeah, this caseback did not want to come off, and I always have to be very careful with the caseback tool when a caseback is hesitant to pop off for me. Okay, so the next one is your 6105 that you sent in. Oops, I put it on upside down. Come on, let's get with the program here. Come on, power it up. That's the noise of the mainspring being force wound. Okay. See what the numbers tell us. 175, very little beat error. I bet you that number's going to drop. I bet the amplitude's going to drop a lot. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. It's going to tell me here soon. We're going to see a new number. Right now it's having trouble listening to it, which is why this number isn't updating. Come on, tell us what you got. Because it looks a little wavery. Relatively straight though. Come on. Give me a new number. Okay, we'll tell you what, I'll come back to it. When I see the number changed, we'll come back to it. The watch is clearly original. Completely original. Hazy, not bad. Winding weight is pretty solid. Lower mainspring arbor port. It's a little worn. Yeah, that's worn. That's going to need repair. Okay, we get a little bit of beat error now. It seems to be settling. It's still not. Oh, the beat error is going away. It's still not sure what it's doing. When I see a number that stays put for this long, that means the machine can't hear it properly. And it holds that number till it has new data. I mean, clearly the watch needs service. Yeah, there's that drop. Okay. But I mean, it's an original watch. You know, it's 6105. It's an early one. Hang on. Okay, but we're going to talk about three watches. Because you sent me three. Let me just put this case back on here. We're going to talk about three watches. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's see. Well, let's talk about the first. It's all going to be done, so let's do it. This is it's a nice example. It's in good shape. It's had some miles, not a lot. It's definitely complete. That's the original GLA 31. Crystal is pretty good. It's got a few marks on it, but look at the hands and the loom. Nice and bright. This is a nice example. Seals are definitely old. I can feel the rotating ring in. Gasket is not doing anything in here. Nice original piece though. Clean brushing on the case. It's got the 2-ring rotating ring, which I really like. They had these in 2 machining patterns. This is the one I prefer. So is this one. Really early, really late. Okay. Seals in service. I don't know that I'd do anything with the crystal. This is the one you got from Suneeth. Whew. I'm not even going to bother opening this. I know what it's going to look like inside. It's going to be magnificent. It's going to need servicing, but God, nothing else. I want to open this when it's ready to be serviced, not before. Razor sharp lug ends, razor sharp tips. Extremely early, September 1977. Completely unfaded dial loom. Slightly ivory loom on the dial and the hands. And, I don't know if you noticed, it has the remains of the caseback sticker inside the tsunami wave. This is a super duper duper nice watch. That is what I call investment grade. That is an amazing piece of business. I don't want to do anything to this until it's time to restore it. So I'm not going to open it or fiddle with it or anything. I know what it looks like. I know what it looks like inside. There's no reason to open it. Last one, 6105. Okay. March 1971. Nice piece. I mean, it's original. You are going to want me to service it and install this new old stock sweep. And that can certainly happen. It's, it is what it is. This had some service on it. This is a Type 3 crystal. I don't know. The later crystals are kind of funky. Type 3s came in. There's some debate about what the Type 3s were. Some people say they were flat-topped. Some people say they were curved-topped. Our reproductions of the Type 3s are, hang on. Our reproductions of the Type 3s are the curved-top variety. The one in your watch is a flat-top. Frankly, I almost never see the flat-top Type 3s. That's a flat-top Type 3. This is an original curved-top Type 3. This is what we recreated. So our crystals are a 1-to-1 perfect recreation of this Type 3. This came out of a 6105. Here. This Type 3 came out of this watch. This customer didn't want anything except a functional restoration. This watch and this watch both came from the same person. They were owned by the same man. I just reloomed this one. I just restored both of these. Both of these watches had Type 3s in them, the curved top Type 3. This is the crystal out of this watch. So he had serviced on them, and they had the curved top Type 3s put in. So on your watch, though, it would have come with a Type 2. But it's preference at this point. It's preference about what you want to do. Service, seals, crystal, lower mainspring, art report, repair. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, and replacing your sweep. And that's pretty much about it. And I'm assuming we're getting rid of this mid-70s, early 80s generic bracelet. Yeah, cool. All right, man. Happy to do it. Thank you.